What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with the one, the only, the Star-Spangled
Gershwan.
And today we're back to answer questions that you guys have left us in another For the Greater
WAAAGH. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get those questions first. And we have to ask you guys the question, what does Star-Spangled mean?
Yeah, spangled is a word that is not in my vocabulary.
No, I don't use it like just off the top of the dome.
Context clues?
But you know what would help? More reading, which brings us to today's sponsor, Audible. We finally got... yes, we're sponsored by Audible. If you guys want a 30-day free trial of Audible, you get 1 credit, and you can use it to start reading the Horus Heresy novels, because all of the Horus Heresy books
are on Audible.
Yep.
I definitely... Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, I definitely recommend starting in the beginning with Horus Rising.
Yes.
Get to know who Horus was before he fell to chaos.
So if you guys want that, the link is going to be down in the description below. Use that link because that's how we get the kickback or whatever it is. And then we can actually start reading together. I think it would be kind of cool to create some type of little book club thing. Because you already started the...
Yeah, I'm about to start book 3.
Yeah, so it'd be kind of cool to like have a little podcast where we talk about like what we're reading and everybody sounds off in the comments. But in order to have that, Audible is there.
Right. Speaking of podcasts, you can also use your token to claim a podcast, not just books.
Yeah, so not just books, but also like other stuff. I think they have exclusives, comedy shows, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get to today's question, which is from the Senate. He asks...
Besides the Eldar, were there any other Xenos during the Great Crusade that weren't immediately hostile to the expeditionary fleets, not including human Xeno alliances? Yeah, so basically you have your Orcs, you have your Eldar, the Necrons were still slumbering, the Tyranids haven't really made their way into the Milky Way galaxy by bypassing the halo stars. But pretty much every Xeno race is out there. Mm-hmm. We just don't really hear about them or see it being encountered, because when you read about the Horus Heresy and the Great Crusade, you pretty much get a certain viewpoint, which in this case is Horus's. So who knows who the Blood Angels were fighting, who the Night Lords were fighting, because when you look at it, the Great Crusade is all about reclaiming human-controlled worlds back into the Imperium, whether these worlds were human-controlled or Xenos-controlled but still had a vast human populace.
Yeah, and the way you word the question is kind of hard because there were friendly human empires that were also friendly with other Xeno species.
Yep.
There's one that's basically a confederation of, like a trade federation.
The Interex?
No, the Interex I think were androids.
Oh, that's right.
Which is another thing too. Like the androids initially they were friendly, but then the Imperium was like, no, we're not gonna mess with things that resemble, well, number one, men of iron, but number two, not the pure human form that the Emperor liked. But yeah, there's a confederation of like trading colonies that were Xeno and human, and they battled the Imperium because the Imperium was like, yeah, no, we don't want to trade. Give us the humans, you guys, the Xenos can go away. But then that highlights the fact that in a lot of these situations, the Imperium, humanity was against Xenos. They did not like aliens. And I know like that might change in the future based on the trajectory of like the way GW is like showing, because xenophobia is kind of probably is going to be an outdated thing in the future. But the thing to remember is that the first aliens that the humanity encountered were orcs.
And clearly they're not friendly. I mean, you do have your outliers with like the freebooters, but I mean, might makes right with the orcs, and if they see you as like a fun, tussle, they're gonna get to tussling. Yeah,
and that's the key point where like the first impression that humanity had with Xeno species were greenskins, which is terrible. And then from then on, the status quo was Xenos bad, humanity needs to prevail.
Yeah.
And then you can get into like, well, what about abhumans? Oh, what about like what's it called, alterations or bionics?
Mutations, and
because like let's be real, Belisarius' call is not human.
Dude's a brain in a skull, and that's pretty much all he has. That's human. Everything else is just bionics.
Yeah. So it's weird. But yeah, like I said, or like we both said, reading the books is probably the best way to get like into the nitty gritty things of the whole Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy.
Right, and you do see a lot of this. I don't know if I should. Well, I mean, is it even considered a spoiler when these books came out like 20 years ago?
Yeah.
But in the first Horus Heresy book, you see that the Emperor's Imperium is all about brutality.
Yeah.
If you're not human, you're dead. And that wasn't the case, because the other human empires in space that were not part of the Imperium, like you said, did ally with Xenos. So why was it that the Emperor was so adamant on saying, only humans, everything else, no?
Yeah, and it's because he probably was hangry.
Yeah, everybody's hangry. They should have gave him a Snickers.
Yeah. Good question, though.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one, coming from Aria816. What one piece of old 40K lore do you wish would get a 2022 update? 2022. Why did that sound weird? I guess we always say 2022, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2002 years of the 20th century.
There you go. I would really like an update on what is it? The Star Child and all, that was Redcon, but like I think it would be kind of cool to like revisit that and be like, those Inquisitors were actually radicals and they were following a false belief or something cool. Like
I'm not 100% sure, but I think I've read somewhere that there is little inklings to that in the lore.
Or like in one of the books or codexes?
Yeah, like there's like a planetary governor or something, or like an Inquisitor that's saying that there are children of the Emperor and that they need to find them.
Yeah.
Again, it's probably like radical stuff, but I want to say that's still a thing.
Yeah.
Probably it's not going to be true, but I mean, it's still like an homage to what was.
Yeah. What about you?
I think I want to revisit, or at least kind of see more information on like Tycho from the Blood Angels. Yes, he's dead, and like it's weird because like he was a character in the lore. He had like underwent through a bunch of lore stuff where he like had the Black Rage, had the gold mask, that kind of stuff. So he had a whole character arc, but then he died, and like,
yeah, what
do you do with the minis coming into 2022? Like, this is a character that is no longer alive. Like,
yeah, Valio.
Yeah. That's very weird for GW to kill off named characters, and I think like he's one of the minute ones that actually is 100% confirmed dead.
Yeah.
So it's like we'll probably never see an updated 2022 model for him, but it's very interesting because I mean he was unique. He had that like half gold mask and whatnot. So.
Yeah, that makes me think, like, has there ever been something in the lore that GW has revisited and you felt kind of like, oh, like, I didn't like the change? Because what comes to mind for me is Zotes. I feel like the Zotes initially were supposed to be, like, the talking head for the Tyranids.
The mouthpiece, yeah.
And I love that. Like, I love that lore and the concept that the Tyranids are coming in. They want to communicate, but not really. I don't know, it creates like a more hive mind kind of power thing instead of just like these animalistic things.
I feel like that's a little bit too StarCrafty.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's StarCraft and 40K, almost one and the same.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's that. I don't know if you have anything.
I mean, we always come to this, and I think we always come to this because it hits us so hard, and that's the thing with the Exorcist chapter.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
These are like some badass blanks. That could be, a successor for the Grey Knights, but nah.
Turns out it's just Imperial Fist.
And they're not even blanks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it made something so awesome just become bland.
Yeah. Also, I thought they were going to do something different with Pariahs from the Pariah Nexus, like with the Necrons, because Pariahs used to be humanoid Necrons.
Yes.
And when we got the teaser trailer for the Silent King, it seemed like the warriors that were pulling the Silent King's like chariot boat thing were humanoid.
Yeah.
Like they looked like they had muscles and stuff, not the necrodermis. So I thought like, oh, they're for sure going to start using human bodies as Necron like conduits or whatever you want to call it. But they didn't. It's just Pariah Nexus. They're nullifying the warp.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
I mean, it's not just it, but
yeah.
Yeah. Next question.
The big one. If I went swimming in the ocean, what are the chances that I get eaten by piranhas? If the answer is 0, is that because piranhas are racist and don't have a taste for the brown sugar? No, it's a whole thing of like freshwater versus saltwater. Piranhas thrive in freshwater.
Yep. Well,
Yeah, because you see them in like rivers and stuff in like the
Mm-hmm.
Amazon.
Yep. So you need to jump out of the ocean and into rivers and swamps.
But first you got to get into a tributary, which is what connects the ocean to a river.
Right.
And then you got to find like the Amazon or the Nile.
Right.
And then...
But in reality, you're going to get eaten by the alligators anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the video that's going around of the Cuban alligator?
Cuban?
Yes, the Cuban alligator. He runs on land.
I mean, what else would you run on, right?
I guess it's the sky. But it's supposed to resemble, or it's. They said that like old school crocodiles and alligators used to be hunters, not so much. Now they're kind of just.
Yeah, they just sit next to like the river and just opportunity. What do you call them? Opportunity hunters.
Yeah, but now or before they used to be like hunters, like wolves and whatnot. That's scary as fuck. Watch the video. Cuban alligator or Cuban crocodile? I forget what it is.
Well, does it say "see you later, alligator," or "see you in a while, crocodile"?
I don't remember. They usually say, "Oye, que tú sabes?" Is that a Cuban thing? Yeah.
I don't know. Close enough. We'll ask our friend when he gets here.
Yeah. Oh, he's coming?
I don't know. He said he was taking a train ride to nowhere. What does that mean?
Last question.
Super kick puncher. With the Emperor of Mankind being half dead, who has the most authority after him?
Yellowman?
I was going to say Malkador, but I mean, he's dead.
Yeah.
Would the High Lords count? Or yeah, Gilliman's going to supersede them. But like High Lords, I feel.
Currently, no.
The Ecclesiarchy.
The Ecclesiarchy, yeah. But currently, no. In the past, yeah. I mean, Goge Van Dyer was more powerful than even the Emperor sometimes. Or, I mean, when it was the Reign of Blood.
Yeah. The Emperor's like, oh, let him die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say like any type of War Master, too. Like, there's been 4 War Masters after Horus. Not as, like, big and powerful as Horus, but, like... And they were just human, but they were pretty powerful. So
yeah, I'm still gonna give it up to the Ecclesiarchy.
Yeah,
because I mean it is a religious totalitarian state, kind of.
Yeah. And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Like we said, check out the free Audible trials. The link is down in the description, or we'll put a link up above. Thank you for the support. If you guys want to try it out and then just like skedaddle right afterwards, you can.
Yeah, I mean it's a month to see what you like.
Also to check out to see if you like the Horus Heresy novels, because I did it. So like I got it, and I got the credit, got Horus Rising, started listening to it. Not really my jam, and then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna probably not get other ones, but we'll see.
Yeah, again, that's what you can do for free. Try it.
Yes, but with that said, this was
the Sound Alchemist,
Gershwan,
and we are out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.